When the sky starts to change, yeah, we the sky starts to change, yeah, we won't be afraid. We'll never be the same again.
Won't be
your light through before. We're only whispers in the wind. Today may be the last time I get to say your life's had meaning and you mattered most. The way you hold me like I am your everything has burned inside me, so we'll never be apart. Fly through the stratosphere and then I'll rip and screaming from your soul. We watch it fall. Now your clouds are all gone. Come and set your light through. Just set your light through before. We're only whispers in the wind. I'll rip and screaming from your soul. We'll watch it fall. Now your clouds are all gone. Come and set your light through. Just set your light through before. We're only whispers in the wind.
Oh, with anime and their soul thoughts resting out of control. We're a group of weebs who love the entertainment professional wrestling. So allow us to be the voices inside of your head as we go through the rest of the event of the evening, give thoughts and predictions on what to come, and provide an experience inclusive to all you nerds out there. So grab your steel chair, yo for the table, get put through an experience unlike any other. Brought to you, of course, by Animal Wood Studio. This is the Weebs of the Ring podcast. Now, ladies and gentlemen, you may not know who I am, but I am your how-to redneck here to give you the SmackDown lowdown on this Friday evening before Wrestlepalooza on ESPN. Now, if you need to know how to get on the ESPN, pay attention to your social media, because I'll help you out right there and now, yeah. But, of course, in my notes here, I am joined by two lovely gentlemen. First and foremost, on my right shoulder, apparently he is a self-proclaimed visionary, a revolutionary, if you will, and according to my notes in the fine print right here, he's a big old fan of a Mr. William Goldberg. Legendary Vash is here. Vash, how you doing tonight?
It's your boy, the legendary human typhoon. It is the Latino Heat, the visionary that sees and knew that yesterday viewed Solid Grappling of the Week episode. We say, yo, Paul Heyman's not here because of Wrestlepalooza. He doesn't want to say the name. He doesn't want to show up. But guess what? Every time we do our production shows, I feel like when it comes to Friday Night SmackDown, the writers just want to make us look stupid. Like, yo, y'all thought y'all were wrong. We're switching things up. We're proving your opinions wrong, and we're gonna change things up. We got Paul Heyman on screen. We got Brock Lesnar saying, hey, we gotta talk some business. Are we gonna set up a war games? What's gonna happen? What's the business gonna be talking about? Who knows? Are we gonna get the Bron with the Brock? The Brock with the Bron? Who knows? Are you gonna eat your broccoli? Let's find out.
Oh, find out. Yes, we will right here now, sir. Now, of course, the sir to my left here, he is someone known as the genius of the mat. He's going to help us kind of procrastinate those things into our head that is known as the professional wrestling soap operas, just like Granny Mama used to love to watch on the TV, the good old, Days of Our Lives and all that. Ladies and gentlemen, it is Drop Dead Box. Drop, how you doing tonight?
Doing pretty good. We have SmackDown to go over. Wrestlepalooza is It's on tomorrow. We'll be sure to go over how to access that a good 2 to 3 to 4 to 5 different times throughout each discussion piece we do on the show. So be sure to look forward to that. Timestamps will be available for each way we explain how to do it. There's going to be 6 to 7 ways of doing it. But yeah, here we are talking about SmackDown tonight, Wrestlepalooza Eve. And I gotta say, outside of a few things on this show, I did not really care about much besides a couple things, really.
And we'll get right down on into that, just like how you can get on the ESPN app to watch yourself the great old Wrestlepalooza tomorrow night at 7 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 5 p.m. for the special pre-show where you get to find out just exactly why Brock Lesnar is going after John Cena. That's the only way we get to find out, people. But hey, I gotta head on out now right here. So the world champion will be here in just a moment. So we're gonna go ahead and start the night with the contract signing we had. So, Vash, why don't you give us the lowdown on what happened during the contract signing?
Oh, chat, when it comes to this contract signing, it seems like nobody remembered. Nobody cared enough to tweet about it that, sometimes 15 years ago, people will say that who's they? It was Cody Rhodes and Drew McIntyre won the tag team titles, and no one's really talking about it. Cody wanted to make a point, and for those that are on the Twitter side, that Drew did a preview of what the promo would be of Cody Rhodes. Did he do it? Well, it seems like he did because Drew McIntyre had a tweet ready. He's always has his phone ready, tweet ready, on standby, and to send it from the draft. Say, thank you, Cody. This man knows how to do a 3-word tweet and get so much impression throughout the day. So he did it to get successful. And Drew was successful. Because he stand tall, is he gonna win the match tomorrow? It's gonna be main eventing. It even main evented SmackDown, which it was a fucking contract signing. Should have main evented SmackDown. Hell fucking to the nah. But yeah, that's what it was. So back to Walkers, to the world champion. What did you think about this main event prior to the main event for the Wrestlepalooza?
Yeah, so see, again, I wish we had more time with this feud, and I wish we're getting more time after this, but it's kind of feeling like this might be a one and done thing, and I really hope it's not, because again, they have history that they can play upon everything, and they kind of just hit the ballpark with it, or like they try to hit like the big moments at least. Like, for example, I had no idea it was 15 years ago to the day, just about, where they both won the tag titles, and nobody gave a crap at all when they went backstage after doing that. So there's history you can play from that, the history of them like being in the indies and running those circuits and all that. But like, again, we just don't have the time to really do that. We don't have time to build up a good like actual visceral story with this, other than, hey, Drew kicked you through a table and you reward him for a title match, which is what he wanted. He just wanted a fair shake at the title, but you're just going to reward bad behavior. I mean, he's going to keep doing this because he's a freaking Scottish psychopath and all that. Oh, that's why they call him that. Now it's all making sense. But I'm wondering too, since this is going to be the main event, because I know we had hinted at last night when we were giving our predictions and all that, because they got to end the show off on something big. Could we possibly be getting that Randy Orton heel turn? I'm going to bring it over to you, Drop, for all this. Do you think we're going to actually get the heel turn, or do you think maybe we'll just prolong this feud to be maybe a little bit more something that we can sink our teeth into next event? I think the next one's Crown Jewel in Perth. So yeah. So could this go?
Yeah, I'm hoping there's more to this feud between Cody and Drew, because I mean, there's a lot of stuff you dig into, and you can't just have it being built like this and expect it to be like a one and done thing. Because I sort of got that thing too when I was watching this. I was like, are we really gonna make this a one and done thing? Because it's not like Drew is like some random guy on the SmackDown roster. Like, he is one of the main event talent on there, so you would expect, especially since these two have history, for them to dive a little bit deeper into that, especially with nothing going on, because the role that Cody had in Street Fighter, it's not as big of a role as the one Roman has, because he's the main villain of that movie. Cody's just playing a side character. So with that out of the way, and with this feud kicking into gear now, there has to be more to the bone with it. Like, it's just hard for me to accept that this is it. I mean, just give Drew something a little more to do, because I can't really tell if this is a one and done thing and then Cody decides to just move on to someone else. It's really hard for me to figure out exactly what Drew's going to be doing next, because you're just going to either put him up against some random guy in SmackDown and that's it. And when it comes to the Randy Orton thing, I could definitely see that being a possibility. I just want to know exactly what got us to that and why it makes sense. Because from what we recall last week when Cody came back, he saved Randy from what happened to him. So if Randy is to turn heel, I want there to be a legitimate reason as to why. Like, that could have been something they could have shown us tonight. Maybe there was an interaction between Cody and Randy that they could have done on tonight's show, that maybe things were heading south if Cody made a certain remark or said something that rubbed Randy the wrong way, or whatever the case may be. Like, I want there to be at least a reason as to why it makes sense, because I'm all for the turn happening, because a lot of us are expecting Randy Orton to turn heel sooner or later. And one of the things that I wanted from the first run that Cody had with the title that we didn't get, and I'm hoping we get it with the second run, is a feud with him and Cody, with Cody as champion. It hits a lot more of Cody as a champion, because that's pretty much his student. So you kind of like have the student against the mentor, seeing if Cody's able to surpass Randy after all the teachings that Randy has taught him over his career and everything like that. And it just adds a lot more weight with Cody being champion, wherever that feud kicks into gear. But I want there to be a reason too, because at least to me it would feel a little odd if he were to turn heel tomorrow without there being like a sign there. Because if Cody didn't save him and he just let him get his ass handed to him, then I can understand maybe he has like second thoughts about certain things. But Cody saved him before the same thing that happened to Cody happened to Randy. So if I was in Randy's position, I'd be like, why am I going to turn on this guy? This guy saved me from a concussion. So it's like, I want there to be something that makes a little bit of sense. But all in all, though, with this being the main event as a whole, regardless if it's a new champion or Randy turning heel, there has to be a reason for it to be the main event. Otherwise, I can't give you a good enough reason as to why it should be the main event. Because when I saw it reported on paper, match quality itself, that's going to be a great match. It has the potential to be match of the year, just based on the athletic ability and how good those two guys are as wrestlers. But the story is what kills it. But again, I'm willing to give it the benefit of the doubt to see if it progresses from beyond this point. But there has to be a reason for it to be the main event, not just Cody wins, Drew champion, because Drew being champion tomorrow would be a cool moment, sure, but it would be underwhelming, because you don't really need that main event of a show to really capitalize on something like that. Like, sure, you could if there was extra juice, but there's got to be something else. And there's something deep in the back of my head that we joke around about all the time when Vash is not on the show, and I really hope that man is not the reason as to why this match is the main event, because they're on. They're
report about that as well. I saw a report.
Yeah, because they're on ESPN for the first time for their PLE, and I know he tends to lean more towards ESPN nowadays when it comes to a lot of big events that they have. When it comes to the press and stuff, that man's usually on ESPN stuff. I don't want it either, but I mean.
I don't want to smell it. I don't want to smell it.
I don't either, but it's like that's the only other thing I can think of, because it's like, I don't want him to be there. It doesn't make any sense. But I mean, he's done this before in the past when certain placements were lined up the way they were, but because of him inserting himself into something, they have to switch things around in order for things to fall in his favor, because it just seems like things came a little last minute here. Like, sure, you could make the argument saying Cody's champion, he's main event, which I guess is a valid argument, but at the same time, I mean, what's the big shebang here? Like, that's why I'm going to pass it off to you guys now. Like, what's the bigger picture coming out of this?
Well, first of all, I'm hoping it's not The Rock.
I don't either. Trust me. No,
I would. Yeah, I would rather him not try to insert himself into another thing. I am kind of leaning towards that Randy heel turn, and for me at least, the way I see it is this has been something that's kind of been building for the past year and a half. I mean, what was it like last year? We saw him, he kept eyeing the title, and anytime he's with Cody, here's your little tease and all that. But like with what's been going on lately, you could play upon the idea of Randy just being sick of needing the help, if that makes sense. Because like here's the thing, like Randy's always been built up as like this predator, this guy that's like always going to take you out. He's always got the plan. He's always got the moves. He's always got the how they like to repeat themselves, the 3 most dangerous letters in all sports entertainment, all that. Like he has those 2 weapons, that and the punt kick, that can easily take people out. But now he's at this part of his career where like he's a little older now, he's a little slower now, he's not as visceral as he used to be or vicious or anything. So like his fangs have kind of dulled a little bit. And for somebody like Randy Orton to be that predator who's now turned into a prey in a bit, that's got to be eating him up inside. And to having to be saved by somebody that was lower than him just 10 years ago, like that's got to eat a little bit at his ego right there. So I could see that being the driving force of like, you know what, screw this, like, and we all saw how he reacted after he lost that match to Cody at King of the Ring. And especially the way Cody won that match at King of the Ring, like there's probably still some animosity behind that. So I could see those 2 things like being key factors to all this. And it's like, he got saved by Cody, but again, like I feel like that is part of what they could play upon. But again, that also depends on if WWE want to be that nuanced or anything, because sometimes they don't want to get nuanced like that. And it sucks because like you really can. You have so many good characters you can just create a good story with. You just gotta like capitalize on what you've got instead of just trying to be this paper cut boring product that you sometimes can be. Like not saying many things can be boring. Like they put on some really great, mega shows and all that, with these PLEs and all that, but the weekly product, that's a whole other topic of conversation when it comes to pure entertainment value. But that might be it. I'm hoping that's it compared to The Rock coming back and being like, here I am. I'm The Rock. Herpadur. I'm going to steal your soul. Herpadur. I got your soul now, Cody. Let's build up for our match at WrestleMania 43. It's like, come on, man.
Yeah, he needs to let that go.
Yeah. He needs to go where the 30-pound of muscle went. What about you, Vash? What do you think might happen to end the night?
No. You just said it perfectly where I don't need to add much because like Drop brought up the Rock stuff. I saw it on my timeline as well. He's a big person that does show up on ESPN. Like Drop said, that he does a lot of media coverage. He is a sports fan. He was a football player at some time back in college football. So he is a big person when he comes around sports. He likes to talk numbers. He likes to talk big game. And he's always been on Pat McAfee's show a few times, so he likes to be there. So being on this opportunity, I would not be too shocked. I know he's currently also on a different project in production right now. So it's a big if. It is the weekend, Saturday, so him just popping up. He did it last year when it was a bloodline. This man literally came out, pointed, 1, 2, 3, cut the throw, and said, I'm out. And I'm like, okay. Everyone literally did theories. From Bad Blood to WrestleMania, what could it mean? And guess what? Nothing. It just happened one thing at Elimination Chamber and nothing else. So like, do you really want to continue playing with our feelings, WWE writers universe with what could be happening? Who knows? It just depends on what happens and how it's executed. They already saw the fallout of not having The Rock at the event at WrestleMania, and many people was not happy with it. There was, like many content creators and fans tweeting about it and everything. And then The Rock days later talking about it on ESPN in the media. So I know they're aware of it. So hopefully they tread lightly and choose what they're gonna do next if they have The Rock back, knowing his schedule and everything. So hopefully they just don't bring it for exotic factor highlight moment reel. Hopefully they actually just bring it here for the actual storyline and not just for high moment. We get it, it's ESPN. We get it. We have 7 commercials because guys, stay tuned. We're about to have another commercial. Stay tuned. So with that, that's all I got.
Great. Well, the only way we can watch Wrestlepalooza is through the ESPN app now. How do you get onto the ESPN app? Well, you just have to listen to R-Truth as he stares at his phone going into a toaster. He's going to make a hotspot next with a microwave. Stay tuned, everybody. Oh, my God. All those freaking adverts. I swear, if I hear the word ESPN one more time.
Chat, I was telling my wife that if anybody did a joke of a drinking game tonight on SmackDown,
no, you would be
how
dead.
many times you would hear the word ESPN, watch it, and how to watch it on the ESPN app, you will probably have taken 20 shots by the end of night.
Yeah.
Yeah, you'd finish your bottle. You'd finish your bottle if you did. Whoo, boy. And okay, not to kind of harp on the adverts, because I get it. You gotta advertise your new thing and all that stuff, but those segments did kind of go a little long. Especially that first one. That first one just kind of kept going, where it was like him and Los Garza.
Yeah,
I'm just like, guys, can we move along here? Can we progress right here? The other one was fine. I was like, okay, you guys are all right. This isn't staying around too long, but even still, they were kind of all over the place with that. But hey, let's go into our other stories here, because we got a few other things to talk about, and whether or not we talk about them long enough, you decide on that, because hey, some of the quality of some of these other segments, I don't know about them.
Oh, yes.
Some of them were.
Yeah, this one we're about to get into is probably the best segment of the night. Wink, wink.
Yeah. So Brock Lesnar's here now. Okay, so Michael Cole, he's supposed to hold an interview with Brock Lesnar in the back before tomorrow night's big match with John Cena. So, Cole, he's about to have his interview. Oh, hey, Brock, you're going to come to the ring and do this. Oh, all right, that saves me some steps and all that. Fine, sure, whatever. So Cole asked some really, really hard-hitting questions during this interview. Questions like, what are you doing? And, follow-up questions like, can you please put me down? Where are we going? What are we doing? Why are you doing this to me? Please leave me alone. Because they're in the ring now, and Cole's on the ground asking all these questions, and Brock is just aura farming in front of him. It looks like he's about to eat him. I'm sure Michael Cole is getting some Heidenreich flashbacks too right now. So more power to you, Cole. But good old Corey Graves comes into the ring, tries to get Brock off of him, eats 2 F5s for his troubles, and he's just gone the rest of the night. And Brock gets close into the camera, talking to John Cena, basically saying he's out for blood and that it's D-Day for John Cena tomorrow. I'm not gonna lie, I wish we had this segment maybe last week, because I feel like this would have been a good way to kind of showcase Brock's I guess his anger, or just this new persona, I guess he's trying to come across. Because it felt like this week, this was more of him, them trying to course correct from last week after his ripped pants incident. Which, hopefully his jeans are fine after tonight. But yeah, it just felt like they were trying to be like, hey guys, don't like Brock. You're not supposed to like Brock. He's a heel. He's going to do heelish things. He's going to be a bad boy. There goes Corey Graves. He's now out for the rest of the night. Boo this man. Boo. So I wish we got this segment maybe last week, and maybe this week we could have actually gotten like maybe the freaking interviews that we're gonna get during the pre-show tomorrow. Like, I don't know if you guys saw that for like them saying, "Oh, make sure you tune in for the pre-show, the kickoff or whatever," and it was like special interviews with Lesnar about this match going on and all that stuff, like leading up to it. I'm just sitting there like, you guys are seriously trying to counter program AEW with their all out show on your pre-show. Instead of having matches or a match, you're going to use that time to try to make us understand why Lesnar's doing this to John Cena. Instead of doing it on your go-home show, you're going to try your damnedest to counter program a big show from a rival company with that. I don't know. It's weird to me because I'm not somebody that watches the pre-shows or gets out of my way to watch them or listen to them, because it's just a whole bunch of BS, like of them trying to act like there's some big sports thing when I get it. It's the whole illusion, blah, 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 whatever. But it's like, I don't watch that stuff, and I would rather not, because I don't want WWE to consume my life. I have other things I'd like to watch and all that, but as much as I love it and everything. But I'll let you guys kind of go off. So yeah.
If I could piggyback towards what you said, because as somebody as me, content creator, we do a lot of content with MLB Podcast Off the Bench. This is not a plug, guys. I'm just stating a factual thing. Like Walken said, we have other lives. I love how the way they promote, and people understand that this is more for the casual audience that are not able to catch up and everything, is how I see it. When it comes, for example, sometimes my wife asks me, what time does the show start? I say at 7. But if you're a bit for her, I tell her like, hey, if you're behind or want to see how we get into story, we can watch it at 5. But then people need to remember, during the fucking show itself at 7 o'clock, even before the matches, they show the video package that they probably already show during the pre-show from 5 to 7. They're re-showing what's happening because they're using that time to transition, to get ready, the set ready for the next song, the next person, the next wrestler, whatever's coming next, just to get it ready for the cameraman and the crew, just to be like, all right, ready, boom, we're about to get 2 minutes, everyone get ready into position, we show the video package. So at some point, I feel like they have to understand that they could twist and turn how much they want to make into entertainment, sports, wrestling to the ESPN, and have this pre-show and have this all talkative and have the data and analytics. But you also can't forget about your wrestlers that you haven't used, and use them to have the audience there early, there 6:30. Have a good match of a tag team. Have Los Garza at least have a match. Have the people that you have just doing the video package, literally sponsoring your fucking damn ESPN. Have Los Garza versus Motor City Machine Gun, if anything, and have the other third person else there versus R-Truth or something. Have a match like that, if anything. The people that were promoting your ESPN, have them on the pre-show for 30 minutes, an hour and 30 minutes. Have them actually be there, do the talking, and then, hey guys, let's get to the pre-show before we get to the full event, so the people that got there early can enjoy what they're paying of $1,000 or plus. Who knows how much? I don't even want to look or be like as shocked as not shocked at all. But I feel like that would be the great value, because when it comes to Brock Lesnar doing the actual promo he did, no offense, guys, I didn't give 2 F's. This man literally grabbed him, did a little spin around, grabbed him, threw him in there, push him down. Corey Graves did the first bump that I've seen him do since a long time, and from what I saw in our group chat in the thread of a SmackDown of Discord, go check that out. The link is down below. Join the community. So it was interesting to find out that he has not taken a bump since, I believe, 2021, since he had his surgery, or from what we heard that he's been good. So to take a bump 3 years later, to know that, hey, maybe you get approved, maybe we might see something, who knows? Or for me, the positive out of this, we got The Miz on commentary, and that's the most lock-in I've been on a SmackDown show while actually watching and have it on the fucking side. I'm sorry, Chad. This is no offense to Wade Barrett, Corey Graves, or Michael Cole, but The Miz was hitting it on all fucking cylinders, putting Nia, putting a few people over that I felt like, you know what? This man is fucking spitting. That's honest fact. Even Watkins was giggling because he knows damn right me and him were on the same page. We were locked in.
I was giggling at something else. So don't. Yeah. No.
I'm gonna still take my Cannon W in that. I'm gonna take the Cannon W for a drop. I'm gonna swing it to you. How do you think about this whole event? Do you feel like that the pre-show has becoming too much commentary and sports related from what they're trying to transition to from ESPN style, or do you feel like they should bring back also the matches that we also used to have?
I honestly believe they should start bringing that stuff back because, I mean, you could still do what they're doing now, but you could also have, like, some matches in between because all we're really watching is just people talk for 2 to 3 hours. If you have a match in between, then you go back to that, then you wait maybe another 30 minutes or so, and then you do something else, at least to show that you acknowledge that there's other superstars a part of your company outside of doing little vignettes of ESPN segments throughout the show. I mean, you could easily do something like that, and sometimes you could have a little story on it. I mean, even the things with like the Costco guys, like in AEW, there was a little bit of story there when they had their matches on the pre-show when it came to whoever they were feuding with at the time. So it's like they could easily do something like that. It would work. I wouldn't be against it if it ever brought back. I don't see why it was taken away because, I mean, it didn't really damage anything. I mean, obviously we know the main course is the main show, but it's just a little appetizer before it starts. But when it comes to this Brock Lesnar stuff, like I said, I didn't really care about it all that much because my biggest gripe with Brock, and this is a common thing, not just with John Cena, but it's like whenever he's involved with feuds, you don't really get much out of him outside of doing what he did tonight when it comes to attacking Michael Cole when it was supposed to be an interview, because you look at that on paper, you're probably like, okay, you know, this is something that we were probably waiting to see. Because when I saw Michael Cole there initially and I saw that this was going to be an interview segment, in my head, I was like, okay, we're finally going to understand exactly why Brock Lesnar is doing what he does. And what person would be able to get the answers out of that? Michael Cole. He's usually the one hitting like the questions a lot of people want to know. That he did the exact same thing when Cody and Kevin Owens were feuding. He interviewed Kevin Owens, even went outside of his car to ask him certain questions, regardless if it got Kevin Owens mad or not. That's just the kind of person he is, because I wouldn't be surprised in the slightest if the first question that Cole asks him is, Brock, why are you doing all of this? What is your mission statement? And I just don't understand. It's like, sure, you could see these little vignettes. You could show the history between them. We know that Brock is one of Cena's like top contenders in terms of, you know, feuds that he's had over the years. Like there's numerous Brock Lesnar versus John Cena matches that you could go and revisit at any time. There's so much out there. We get that, but we want to know about the then. We want to know about now, not what happened 5 or 6 years ago or whatever the case may be. Like, we want to know some relevant stuff instead of just coming out attacking him, doing this or that, pop it up when you want to, and that's it. That's why it's hard for me to really digest this. Could we get a good match out of this? Sure, because when Brock wants to work, he works. He did it for Cody. There's a thing I heard, I'm not sure if it's legitimate or not, but it's when Brock likes a certain person, he does business with them, and I'm pretty sure Cena falls into that category in terms of people that he would do business with and have no issues with. So it's like I could still expect us to get a good match out of both of them tomorrow, and I could see Cena going the extra mile like he's been doing, which I'm pretty confident in. Just looking at the past 2 matches he's had since SummerSlam, I'm pretty sure you can get a good match out of it. But again, I also want to know the other thing outside of this, because this goes for like anything involving like a one-on-one match. It's like, even when I'm watching a movie or reading a book or whatever, I want to know why a certain person is up against the other. I don't want them just fighting each other just because he's the main character and he's the main villain. I want to know the mission statement. I want to know how we got there, because it hits harder when you get to that point. Like a good example I could bring up, because I know Vash and Watkins do it quite a bit when they're making connections to One Piece or Dragon Ball, is Yuji versus Mahito from Jujutsu Kaisen. You know the history between both of those characters. You know exactly why Yuji is after Mahito because of what he's doing, and you seen the last fight that those two had where it's like, you are me, yes I am you. You see the little imagery of Yuji chasing after Mahito with the wolves behind him, just pretty much showing no matter where you go, I'm gonna follow you, I'm gonna kill you every step of the way. That's the kind of stuff I want out of this when it comes to what Brock is after John and what John is saying in terms of whatever happened with Brock. But unfortunately, we didn't get that, and that takes me out of it. So it's like when you see a Brock Lesnar match on paper, like, I mean, I'm not gonna be upset if we ever get Brock Lesnar versus Gunther. I'm pretty sure it'll be a hard-hitting match, but at the same time, I want a little something to grab onto. I don't want to just be strapped onto something and then risk falling off. It's just really hard, and you know, having Corey Graves take a bump, that's nice. I don't necessarily think it's gonna lead into anything of him getting involved in ring,
no.
but just the shock value of it was really nice, and I guess in a way it's just showing that Brock just broke off the chain and he's just doing whatever the hell he wants, regardless if people want to ask him questions or not. But it just still feels empty to me, and it's just really hard for me to grab onto.
No, I mean, I feel that because like what they're trying to do is, because if we had at least heard from Brock before all this, like at least heard just a little bit of his mission statement with all this, you could have still done like the whole history lesson with them and all that. Like that would have been totally fine. But instead, you guys had him come back at SummerSlam, and then he was off TV for like a couple weeks. And then when he came back on TV, his first promo back was with R-Truth, and it was just for a segment of him being like, where's Cena, and then you have commentary being the ones being like, oh yeah, Brock's trying to play spoiler for John Cena's retirement run. It's just like, okay,
yeah,
why? Oh well, he's just doing that, he's gonna be the big block, he's gonna try to end it early. It's just like, okay, but why? And even like tonight when we got like the little snippet of what we're gonna be seeing tomorrow, it's like, yeah, I saw him, he's trying to do this like retirement party tour thing. I'm just like, forget that, I'm gonna ruin that. It's just like, okay, but why? You know?
exactly.
And it's like at least, okay, so it's like we got the mission statement of him wanting to end this thing early. Okay, fine, but why are we finding that out now? Why are we finding that out like literally the day before this match and all that? Like it feels like everything's just kind of backwards a little bit with how they structured going into Wrestlepalooza with this match, because really if they flipped some of this, it would have made the build just a little bit better and all that. But like they're really trying to play upon like the history of Lesnar and Cena going into this. It's like, that's fine, but like Drop said, we got to get a little bit more, just a little bit more of what this is mainly about. And I mean, maybe we could find out more tomorrow. That's fine, because like sometimes that happens in stories too, where it's just like, okay, you have the baseline of what a character's trying to do, but then you kind of find out later on, oh, this is what they were really trying to do. Okay, well, fine, all right, whatever. But again, it's all about the execution of that, and right now the execution's a little wonky with what they're trying to do here, especially with Brock not really doing many promo or interview segments. Like that's the thing, if he actually had his interview with Michael Cole tonight, that would have been fine. You know, maybe we could have had more to talk about, or like actually more to kind of digest with. But I mean, when you kind of live through their history too, there's not too much to really mention, especially how they're doing it, because like with the production of these videos that are coming out, they are really good, like top class stuff, and I like how they're breaking it up between like in sections and all that. But again, it's just like, I wish we got more of his current why of doing all this. I wish it was a little bit more deeper. But are they gonna kill it tomorrow? Oh, they probably are gonna do something tomorrow. I'm still kind of in the boat, because Michael Cole even mentioned it tonight about Suplex City back in 2014. I'm still kind of holding off that might be the kind of match we get tomorrow. But I mean, if you want to hear more about that part of the conversation, tune into our predictions show that we had last night. Make sure you check that out and all that. So hey, there's your little EFPN plug right there. Yeah, do exactly what R-Truth's doing. Watch it like that, actually. Like literally put your phone in the toaster with our predictions video on and be like, they're cooking. They're cooking.
I bet your producer or somebody was laughing in the back like, this man toaster fall. This man is just too much.
I hope he improv that.
Oh,
He's just like, I want a toaster.
He's like, yo, can somebody give me a toaster? Is anybody a toaster in the conference room or something? All right, bring a toaster. I'm gonna put my new iPhone 17 with bad aluminum case that people keep scratching throughout the day. I'm gonna put it down here.
Nah. By the way, another side note, make sure to upgrade your phones to iOS 26. It's actually kind of cool. It's actually probably one of my favorite updates that iPhone has done.
Yeah, I've been telling my wife today as well. It's one of my favorite updates.
Yeah, I would have to agree. My phone runs a lot faster with it.
Yep. My phone, my iPad, like everything. Kind of, yeah. I haven't tested it with any like anime sites yet, but like, even just now, like things are faster, crisper. Like it's actually doing the quality of videos and all that. I'm just like, oh, thank you.
I'm actually able to get things done accordingly. Be able to respond to text messages without it just buffering. It's definitely a lot of good change there.
So chat, if you'd love to hear our tech conversation, also check out Anime Podcast where we poke fun of iOS 26 before it came out because we spoke about iOS
we did?
Sorry, iPhone 17. No, we spoke about iPhone 17, not 26. So well, when it comes to this podcast coming up, we're gonna be like, hey, iPhone 17, we don't know if it's good or bad, but iOS 26, we highly agree.
Yeah, here's my iPhone 17, everybody. In your Walmarts for $17.99 a week. Oh man. But hey, you know what? As much as I love to talk about tech talk and the changes of tech and all that, we got to talk about the changing of the tides here when we have Sami Zayn taking on Carmelo Hayes in a U.S. title open challenge match. Now, I say changing of the tides mainly because, this is kind of Sami Zayn's kind of one of the older people on the roster, so he's in this spot where it's just like, okay, I can kind of train these young bucks and all that. And no, I'm not talking about the Super Kick Party tag team that is running another company and all that. No, so we had Sami Zayn, Carmelo Hayes, and this was just a barn burner banger of a match. Like since Sami Zayn came out a couple weeks ago and was just like, I want to do the open challenge thing, immediately I'm like, okay, you're the perfect character to do this, and I want you to hold that title for a long time. Why? Because we get quality matches like last week with Rey Phoenix and this week with Carmelo Hayes. This was awesome, and I'm really hoping that the right people in the back paid attention to this, because this should be the little kick in the butt y'all need to fucking push Carmelo Hayes. Like, push this guy to the moon, to the stratosphere. I don't care what y'all think. He's got that factor. Just let him cook. Away from The Miz, obviously. But you know what? I will shout out The Miz, too, tonight. He was on commentary the whole night. He did not interfere in this match. He kept his word to Carmelo Hayes. Now, he's still probably going to rub it in, but that's besides the point. I think the only other shocking thing of this match is the fact that Sami Zayn won with a damn blue thunder bomb, which has only happened maybe once or twice that I can kind of picture in my mind's eye. I forgot who he did it with at first, but that's just crazy. And I love that because, like, I love big moves that end matches that's not a finisher. Like, I like when we get something a little bit more out of the box from WWE, at least in this instance, because like AEW does that a few times here and there too, but like you don't see that a lot with WWE. It's always about the finisher or the super finisher, but to have it lose, like to have this match end on a signature move, that's awesome. That was really good. But what'd you guys think of this match? The commentary too, because like Miz was playing cheerleader throughout on commentary. I loved it. I thought he really brought the energy tonight and really made you feel engaged in just about every match we had tonight. And so when he gets to the end of his career, please, Miz, go on commentary desk, go on the commentary, and just entertain us through that way. But Drop, what did you think of this match?
I thought this was probably my favorite match of the night because I've been wanting to see something very competitive between two superstars for quite some time, and you can't get more than that than with Sami Zayn and Carmelo Hayes. And this isn't their first rodeo either. They've actually had matches before in the past, and they actually work very well together. So I do appreciate the fact that they were able to have a match tonight. Carmelo Hayes was able to answer his open challenge last week, which is why we got to where we are now. And it was just really nice. There was so many close spots here. It entertained me all the way through. Miz being on commentary was nice. Again, you know, even people like CM Punk that's been on commentary before, there's other people on the roster that just played that role so well, and it's nice to have that change of scenery so we're not hearing the same people all the time whenever they're on commentary. Like, sure, we're going to have those people there for a reason because they're good at their job. But with Miz being there, it definitely helped enhance the match like a ton. So that's something I could really appreciate between the two. And seeing Sami win with the Blue Thunder Bomb, which is very rare because, again, I could probably count on like one hand the amount of times that he was actually able to win a match with the Blue Thunder Bomb, which I remember us talking about before, that he should like try to utilize that as his actual finisher. And it's an easy setup too. You go for his regular finisher that would stun the opponent, and then you would set them up in that position where you could execute the Blue Thunder Bomb, and then you can get the 1, 2, 3 that way. You could easily do something like that, and I would not be against it at all in the slightest. I just always loved the execution of that move, and it puts a smile on my face that he was actually able to win with that. And I'm just hoping that we can get more matches of this quality with this, because ever since Sami Zayn became the US champion, it's been doing very well for him. When he had that match with John Cena, when he had that match with Rey Fenix, and now with Carmelo Hayes, I mean, I'm getting very excited to see what's going to be happening next with him. I'm really hoping and praying that we don't have it go back to the bloodline, because we keep getting a lot of these vignettes throughout the show with them, or that one vignette towards the end of the show with them. Really hoping we're not going back to that, because they're actually being creative here. They're giving other opportunities to superstars that don't necessarily get screen time in terms of getting in the ring and having a match, like we talked about before with the whole pre-show thing. This could be your way of doing it, where you could have Sami call out somebody that's not necessarily on TV all the time on SmackDown, and then he could have a match with them, and then the audience can see, oh, hey, you know, I learned a little bit more about this person today. Maybe I should go back and watch them. Maybe the staff will look at it and review it and actually want to push this person a little bit more, with Sami being the ringleader there, helping get these people out there. And I'm hoping more for Carmelo Hayes, because he had a good week teaming up with Trick, and also just seeing him involved in this match is really nice. I'm really hoping, you know, sooner or later he gets his fair share in terms of really rising up in the ranks, because I mean, it's best to do it while you can, because there's a lot of people on NXT right now, like an Ethan Page, like an Obafemi and Trick Williams, that's going to be coming to the main roster sooner or later. And I would hate for him to get lost in the shuffle, but it's a big possibility, because whenever somebody's new, they try to push them even harder. So I'm really hoping he can get to where Bron is, or whoever else is that came from NXT, because I'm looking at the people that were like in the ringleaders of NXT, like Bron Breakker and Tiffany Stratton around that time. They're doing very well. He's just the only one like far back there. So I'm hoping sooner or later he can really get there. I'm hoping this is the stepping stone towards that whenever we get that turn with him and Miz. But yeah, I enjoyed this match. I didn't really have any issues with it at all. This is probably one of the highlights of SmackDown for me.
Oh, same here. Like this was an absolute banger. I think one moment too in the match where I just kind of realized just how good Carmelo and Sami are in the ring. So Carmelo was going for this. It was like this. It's like this front suplex cutter move that he does. He tried to go for it once, and I think he kind of dropped Sami a little bit. I guess he kind of lost his strength getting him up for it. So yeah, so Carmelo ends up not being able to hit that move. So he turns around, goes back to Sami, and Sami tries to go for a suplex of his own, but then Carmelo reverses it into the move that he was trying to hit on Sami. So it's just like, okay, they redid the spot, which is great, but just the way they were able to transition and do that spot again and make it look kind of natural really shows you how good they both are. Like, not only just Sami for being the veteran in the ring, but Carmelo Hayes to also be like, okay, here's the audible, like immediately. Like, they just knew what to do and how to do it and how to properly execute it. So kudos to them for fixing that spot. Really right there.
To follow up with that spot was something I noticed at first. I saw like a botch, but then it was probably just hand slip up, hand didn't grab the right hook. So to me, I didn't see it as a botch. I just say, hey, slip up. They counter very well, so it wasn't fully as noticeable that a regular casual viewer wouldn't catch. And to me, it was secure good. They still did the spot good. I do agree with you guys when you said that the Blue Thunder Bomb was a nice finisher to end the show. I saw on the timeline a few people were kind of shocked or upset about it. It seemed to be, which I was a bit shocked on my end, like how people are upset about that. I love watching the Blue Thunder Bomb. It's literally like a pickup, turn around a bit, 180-degree angle, and then just slam them down. And it's just nice to see executed well. To me, it's just a bit shocking that people was upset about it on my timeline. I was like, really? It did seem like it just executed like so beautifully. So when it comes to the actual match, it was great. It was a 15-minute match. I thought it was I thought it was gonna end between 9 to 12, but once I saw the second commercial break, I'm like, oh, we're gonna have time on this. So it was beautiful to see that a 15-minute match was deserved from Sami. For a second, I do agree with John when he said that it was a close call a couple of times. I agree. I thought Carmelo might actually do the upset because, you know, it's Wrestlepalooza weekend, ESPN. So maybe like, yo, Carmelo's going to win it. But I'm like, nah, they get it to Sami. Let him cook it. And they did let him cook it with this 15-minute match. It was great to see the secure. So good. And I hope to see more. Maybe we might see a Sami versus Miz. I love how Miz was commenting. I do agree with Watkins that having the Miz not interfere, it just made it more like a standalone, like the Miz said that, you know, you need to have Carmelo stand on his own 2 feet. He said he wanted this match, he got it, and he failed. But like Job said, he might have this over him. It depends how they're gonna execute the fallout of him being commentary and how he's gonna have his friendship. You know, how are they gonna balance that? But having the Miz on commentary to me was a little nice touch to it, good flair to it to have. And Carmelo, you cook, man. Hey, you still him to me. I do agree with Drop that he's technically the weakest out of the Bron, Tiffany, the people that came out of NXT 2.0. But I still believe in Carmelo that he's put in the work. He did a good 15-minute match. He did a good couple stuff the past couple of weeks. So if they stay on this route, we're gonna be happy as fans. So I'm here for it.
Yeah. Oh, I'm always here for Carmelo Hayes push. The dude has it. Like, he's always had that it factor. Just they need to capitalize on it and all that.
Yeah.
So, oh boy. Well, you know, from one title match to another title match, we had the women's tag titles on the line. Charlotte Flair and Alexa Bliss taking on Alba Fyre and Chelsea Green. I mean, it was a fine match, if we're being honest. Like, nothing really too big happened in it, at least from what I saw. So, I mean, it's pretty easy work for the champions, if we're being honest. I do like the choreography of them doing this double natural selection move as, I guess, their tag team finisher, which, okay, fine, cool, neat, awesome. And I do like how The Miz on commentary, again, fantastic on commentary throughout tonight, but he did pose this question, which, I mean, I guess is what I'll pose to you guys as well. what will become of this team when/if they drop the titles. But I mean, that's more of a win. So, Miz kept trying to say, oh, well, maybe Alexa will spiral into darkness again, or maybe Charlotte will push her away because she doesn't need her anymore and all that. So, like, what could become of this team now, once they lose the titles and all that? But again, like, the match was fine. It's just nothing to really write home about. I also appreciate the Miz for putting over Alba Fyre because she is really good. You just gotta like give her the time to cook and all that, but whatever. That's besides the point. Whatever. Vash, what do you think of this match and all that?
So I appreciate you for stealing two of my questions and my two of my
Good.
statements. So no, but it's just that we're on the same page. We're locked in. We're paying attention to the same thing. The Miz was also putting Alba Fyre over, and I was happy about that because for those that don't know, Alba Fyre is an NXT UK champion for 666 days. She has track record. She has the resume to prove how good she is. So myself as a fan, I was a fan of Alba Fyre and Asla Dawn, not the Covet. They are I forgot their team name or group name. The Witches or whatever it was. My apologies. I was trying to remember their tag team name, but Alba Fyre, just to see how she's treated as a jobber or just being thrown like the chops of Charlotte, and she's doing her job. She's selling, making sure that Charlotte is looking good by the chops and everything. But to me as a fan, it's not clicking, it's not working, not saying nothing against Charlotte, but I expect more from Alba, and she's just selling for the job, doing what she got to do to pull over Charlotte. It's just that as a fan, I'm expecting more, and it just feels like this was a solid 8-minute match that just went over, and it happened. I was more locked into the commentary chat. I'm gonna be honest. I was more on the hearing side. The match was cool to see. Out of the 8 minutes I saw, I actually paid attention maybe 4 to 5 minutes. So overall, solid match. I want more for Alba Fyre and Chelsea Green. I just noticed on Cage Match, Alba Fyre and Chelsea Green is called the Green Regime, which I thought it had a different name. So I'm a bit thrown off.
Neat. I had no idea about that. So
Same.
Cool. Thanks, Cage Match, for your lovely insight. But Drop, what do you think of this match and any of the story? I'm hoping we're done with, as much as I love Chelsea Green and the Secret Service, hopefully we're done with them. Hopefully we're done with them and Charlotte and Alexa. Let's move on to something else and all that. But Drop, what did you think of the match?
I thought it was a decent match between the both of them. I probably enjoyed more of where things are going to be going forward with Charlotte and Alexa Bliss. I feel like that's probably the big if factor here. Like, are things going to remain the way it is? Is it going to turn to a different direction? I really like how both of them are now, so I don't really see why we would tread those waters so soon. I feel like we probably have to wait quite a bit before we ever get there. Like, there has to be a reason before it happens, and we had that reason prior when they teamed up to really get where they needed to be in order for them to trust each other and in order for them to work alongside one another, especially considering the history both of them have. But I'm just hoping that we get something like a little bit different outside of what we typically see. Like, I wouldn't mind them going back to NXT again. Like, they were there recently on Tuesday when they had their match there with Tatum. And
which that was a nice one.
Yeah, but it's like, I want to see them just work with new people that don't get as much screen time. And it just feels like there's a lot on the table with this outside of like a lot of the recent women's tag champions that we had, where you could probably do a lot with this, especially considering who these two people are. So it's like, go down to NXT for a little bit, maybe spend some time down there establishing whatever you need, and then giving opportunities to people that need it, especially if we ever tread into an Asuka or Kairi Sane program, depending, of course, if it makes sense or not, because that could very well turn into something else depending on how Io and Asuka feel about each other in the near future, then her mind's going to be shifted towards beating Io's ass if she's champion or not. So I don't really know how that would work on both ends, but I'm just hoping for something fresh. I mean, we're coming out of a pay-per-view. You would expect fresh things to come out of that to build to Crown Jewel with the next PLE next month. So that's all I'm really hoping here, honestly.
To add on top of what you're saying for freshers, I know we have this for the Quickfire segment for Street Profit itself, but you want to take out that little one factor outside of that. We have BFAB be approached by Mitchum, and they're talking about the tag titles. So it seems like they're going back for the tag titles. They forgot about the U.S. titles. So yeah, because remember,
no, they did not forget about the U.S. title. No, she said I'm talking to Nick Aldis for a tag match against Julia and Kiana James.
I totally missed the names.
Yeah,
they were approaching for the tag titles.
No,
never mind.
No.
86 that chat. Never mind.
I was like,
did not hear their
what
name.
What is this man talking about?
Hey, I didn't hear. Hey, their name must have been over my head. I heard the tag titles. I mean, I heard the tag match. I didn't hear who they were. So maybe it's maybe build up. But hey, never mind, chat. Totally ignore me.
Oh man, but but see, that's the other thing. They could become a tag team when they're done with the Julia thing, because it's like, hey, there's some other bodies that Charlotte and Alexa can demolish, because
instantly
their women's tag team division is mediocre at best.
That's like stomping fodder.
Yeah. Again, just have those on NXT, or at least
I would rather
at least have them
NXT.
on a stint for NXT.
I'd rather it be on NXT for a little bit, because at least you got more people to work with there, considering the kind of division they have.
Yeah. Oh my god, the division they have. Hi, Sol Ruka and Zarya.
Yeah.
How are you guys doing?
Yeah.
Are we excited to talk about the shortest match of the night?
Oh yeah.
This that was just thrown in here. Okay, cool, neat. Well, hey, guess what, everybody? Bron and returning Paul Heyman are here on SmackDown. And guys, no. I forgot to even mention this during the Brock segment. We find all this out when Brock's leaving, and he sees Paul Heyman's just like, hey, we need to talk. So we'll hold on to that little conversation here in just a moment. But yeah, so Bron are here. They come and attack Fraxiom, who were just heading to the ring for a match, but I guess forget whatever. Well, I guess forget any of whoever that opponent was supposed to be, because they end up getting beaten down by the Brons. And before Paul Heyman could get most of his little introduction and promo off his belt, Fraxiom attack. A tag team match is made right then and there, everybody. And not much to this match. I mean, Fraxiom brought the speed, Bron brought the power, and unfortunately, speed did not beat the power tonight, as Fraxiom just got destroyed by Bron.
Yeah.
And I mean, they try to do another promo, but out come the Usos, but they're not out to the ring. No, they're in Indianapolis already, and they basically welcome the Brons to the Uso Penitentiary. Yeet. The match itself, you didn't need it. You didn't need the match, but that's fine. That's whatever. You want to make them look dominant, especially after this past Monday. Cool, neat, fine, whatever. But I thought the pre-taped thing from the Usos was really good, because again, those two they are just wonders together on the mic. So that part was just great and all that. So I mean, I'll bring it up to you guys. So drop, start us off with this. What did you think of, I guess, this little bit of a match, the promo segment with Jay and Jimmy, and what this thing might be with Brock wanting to talk to Paul Heyman?
So again, I would probably have to agree with you. We did not need this match at all whatsoever. And I honestly didn't really understand why the division was on SmackDown tonight to begin with, because it's like, you already had your little thing on Raw. SmackDown's usually the show to fit the rest of the card when it comes to other superstars that are involved in that card. So I never really understood why Paul Heyman was there with Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed. It just felt very unnecessary to have those two guys there. Like, oh, we're gonna come out here, beat up Fraxiom, have a mission statement and everything. Like, I never really understood that, because it's like, you did what you did to build towards that match. I mean, what else do you really need to do? They're not even on here. Jimmy at this point is pretty much a Raw superstar, so he probably got like slowly transferred over there. So it's like, what was the point of it? And beating on Fraxiom again, hoping there's a game plan for them, because I would absolutely hate for this to be a reoccurring theme, because they're the one tag team that does not deserve to be there. If anything, they should be the number one contenders for those tag titles right now. I don't really understand what we're doing with this whole prop thing, where it's like we're walking around with titles, we're not defending them, we're just having them as like some sort of fashion design, or like a girl going to the mall with a purse. That's essentially how those titles are being treated nowadays. It's just an accessory item that you apply onto yourself if you're making a Sims character. That's basically what it is. And like the whole thing with the Brock Lesnar thing with Paul Heyman, there was one I don't necessarily know what it's gonna do. I mean, only a few things really came up to me. Like, I don't know if this is going to be something potentially teased for War Games. That was like the one thing I was thinking of in my head, of like, they're going to recruit Brock Lesnar to be part of the War Games, because I feel like 100% the vision is going to be a part of War Games for that match itself, and hopefully Bronson Reed is more careful this time around when it comes to the kind of things that he does there. But I can pretty much see them being a part of their match, especially with the Bloodline taking a back seat now, because they don't really feel that important at all right now. So it would just be kind of weird in 2 months to have them a part of something. But that was something I thought of him being in a War Games match, because we haven't really seen Brock there, and I also feel like that's probably the perfect environment for him. If I'm being honest, that's actually something I wouldn't necessarily mind Brock being a part of, because it just feels like his territory if you think about it. And I wouldn't be surprised in the slightest if John Cena is also a part of a War Games match, because I mean, this is his last shebang, something he's never done before. There's going to be other people in there. He doesn't really have to do all of the work. I mean, it could easily do something with that. Him and Cena don't necessarily still need to be.
He could be the last one.
Yeah, and it's like him and Cena don't necessarily need to still have a feud there. It could just be, it could just basically be one of those things where it's like, okay, the group of guys he's with has a common goal, and he wants to insert himself with them so he could take out the bigger objective, which is obviously division, Brock Lesnar, whatever happens. But that's honestly the only thing I could really think of. I don't know what else he could really do that would make all that sense. I don't think he's joining the Vision or anything.
No,
that would be overkill, honestly. If I'm being 100% honest, they're fine with their two big guys they got right now. They're fine with Becky Lynch to actually give something a little bit interesting in terms of, oh, instead of targeting the men, maybe we can target the woman. Whenever Becky's done with AJ Lee in the near future, you could definitely do things with that. But I don't really know what else they could really do with that. Like, it was Brock who approached him where he's like, let's talk. It's like, okay, that's obviously going to lead to something, but what?
And Heyman didn't really back away from him saying that. Like, he stood there just smiling at Brock. It's just like, oh, you're in cahoots with him too about something.
Yeah.
And it's been a while since you have been, but okay, cool, neat, awesome, Heyman. What's going on in that Walrus brain of yours? But what about you, Vash? What'd you think of the match itself, the promo segments we got, the yeeting, and what Brock could possibly want from Paul Heyman?
Yeet. That's why I got chat. Nah, I'm kidding, chat.
Okay, great, perfect, excellent.
When it comes to this match, I don't care. Honestly, this match was pointless. This match was a 6-minute fucking 35-second match. This match was stupid, pointless as hell, not needed. Like Drop said, we did not need this match to prove more what it was. And Paul Heyman said, "Hey, where's Jimmy? Where the Usos? My guy, you saw them. They're on Raw. That's where they're supposed to be at. Why the hell are you in SmackDown? You can even belong here. Your world champion is in Raw. Your IC champion is in Raw. You have no champions here. You have no players here. Why are you here? Oh, it's because you're gonna have Fraxiom come out against who? There was no information of who they're gonna verse, and then they get jumped, and then we don't even find out. Oh, in my head, once Nick Aldis said, "All right, you wanna start here?" They're gonna have a match against these people, but now you're gonna have a triple threat. I'm like, yo, that's fire, cool. That didn't even happen. It was just a random coming out. Are they gonna be doing a promo, hype themselves up for a number more contender or tournament? Nothing. No type of, hey, we can just throw you out there, get jumped, and then start a match. Yeah, sure. Yeah, no problem. I don't know. Like, that to me is the most stupidest shit, chat. Like, honestly, that's how I feel. When it comes to the Brock Lesnar talking to Paul Heyman, I'm 100% behind what Drop said. War Games. That's literally what I said in the SmackDown of the Discord thread. Literally, this is gonna be a setup to War Games, and also have Paul Heyman just smiling and smirking. It's like, this man will cheat on you, will steal on you, will lie to you, literally be like a Latino. This man, like, whose loyalty you on? Bro, literally go back to your ex-girlfriend, goes back to ex-people's, dating the new people. This man is gonna be like the next meme of next year when people say who's gonna fight for Dom. He's gonna be on top and everything, live in Rhea. This man, Paul Heyman, will be the next person for the meme again of the final year if we're gonna have Brock Lesnar, Roman, or Seth, or who's the other person, and CM Punk fight for who's gonna be the Paul Heyman Watchman. But when it came to this, at this point, I do agree with Drop. Having John Cena, having Brock Lesnar, all of them at War Games will be pretty cool to see. It'd be cool to see the teams.
Well, I think my only thing with the idea of Brock in War Games is why. Like, we just go back to that question of, like, okay, why? Like, why would he go to Paul Heyman and be like, oh, we need to talk? Like, why would he do that, I guess? Especially this early on for the build for War Games. Because, like Drop had mentioned, we're more than likely getting the Vision at War Games, but really, who will they be facing besides, like, the Usos and LA Knight and all them? Like, I don't know. That there needs to be a little bit more with it. So, like, the only other thing I can think of is Brock wanting a title match, and I don't necessarily think either, like, Paul Heyman would have him go against Seth, because, hey, Seth's his moneymaker right now. He's a golden child for Paul Heyman. So maybe it's something where we kind of run back the whole thing with him and Cody. Like, as much as we don't really want to probably go down that route again, I mean, at least this time around, there's something for Brock to actually target that's on Cody, which is that title. And I mean, that is a big defense for Cody at War Games. Like, if he's not going to be part of a War Games match, that's at least a match for him. Like, that's a big money match for him to be part of. So that could always be the bone they throw at him at that point. And that could also just kind of, like, prolong the whole Randy thing as well. So at least that's somebody that Cody can have a little mini feud with, like a little side quest before we get to the Randy stuff. But that also depends on what happens tomorrow night in the main event and all that. So, like, that's my only thing with, like, this Lesnar thing. It's just like, why would he want to do something with all this? And I mean, I guess we would find out too, because, like, with last year's War Games thing, it was the whole idea of the favor and all that. Like, oh, Paul Heyman's owed CM Punk a favor and everything. It's just like, okay, Brock can go down that route too, but then we'll have the argument of, okay, now we're just kind of treading the same waters again with this whole favor thing from Paul Heyman to another wrestler. So that's my only thing, is just like, if that's the case, why? So if we do go down that route, hopefully they explain why, unlike what they were doing with him and John and all that. But everything else, I mean, the match, again, didn't really need to happen. You could have just done a little bit of a promo segment here, but, I mean, even that would probably have been samey from Paul Heyman because they kind of cut the same promo over and over again when it comes to the Vision. So hopefully things get a little better and all that. Let me just take a quick sip of water because we are now on to our quick fire segments. We got 3 segments of kind of quick fire gun right here. So first and foremost, we had the Street Profits being in the back. We had mentioned this prior with BFAB and all that. And she's trying to keep the group together, trying to keep everybody good and all that. But you kind of get a little bit of words. They're not really on the same page right now. So like Montez Ford kind of starts walking away. In comes Bo Dallas and just kind of whispers sweet nothings to Dawkins' ears, and they end up getting both jumped by the Wyatt Six. So we're going to prolong that feud, see what happens with all that. We had Damian Priest, who is big mad at Aleister Black from their match just the other week, and he put poor Kit Wilson, through that wall. I feel sorry for the guy. First, his tag team partner gets injured. Now he's probably going to get injured. Can we please have Pretty Deadly back on TV as soon as the other one's cleared? Thanks, bye. And of course, the women's title picture. Not much to say about this because Nia decided to come out there, talk some shit. Tiffany responded, talking some shit. But Jay Cargill came out to stand on business, and we got a triple threat match made for next week. A lot of people wanted this on Wrestlepalooza, but hey, guess what? Apparently, Tiffany Stratton is injured, so they have to move this to next Friday. So what do you guys think of these quickfire segments? Let me know right now. Washington.
Yeah. The woman's title picture. I don't care. 2, the Damian Priest thing. I laugh because I work and build sets. I work in the entertainment industry. I'm not gonna sugarcoat what I do. I work with actors. I work with Ryan Reynolds. I have his commercials for Cricket and everything. I've helped build with my art director and everything else. The reason I'm giving this context is because usually when you build the set, the point is not to have it be shown on live TV or anything, unless it's the point. I'm confused when Damien threw Kit Wilson through the wall, the fake wall that's just got blown to bits, and you see the L bracket. You see the damn L bracket literally on the corner of the screen, and I'm like, that's not supposed to be there.
It's fine.
You're not supposed to show it unless it's done on purpose, unless that's the joke or the gag, like, hey,
Right.
we have the L bracket there, like he literally broke the fourth wall. I don't know. To me, it's just, as somebody who works there, you don't want that on screen, and it just kept, and the cameraman Nick out is like, he didn't move it to the side or nothing. They just like, hey, broke the wall to the side. Hey, it is what it is, chat. Third thing, Street Profits. I'm confused. I'm a fan. I am hurt from this as a fan because I want to see what's next, but I don't want to see what's next because you could tell they're not on the same page because they're wearing different outfits. They're not on the same color scheme. We have one person who is Montez Ford wearing the suit tie and everything. We have our boy Angela Watkins who's wearing the gym attire, the loungewear. So they have not the vibe clicking. Bo Dallas comes through, say, hey, he didn't even let you finish speaking. As anybody is in the same shoes, you hate being interrupted. You hate when you're in the middle of the sentence and you're trying to say something to your boy or say something to somebody else, and you're in your mid-sentence like, yo, you don't gotta say what you're saying. Don't worry, I'm gonna go talk, and I know what you're gonna do or say. We're gonna get our shit together. We're brothers. We're all there. We're through thick and thin. But then both guys got an instinct like, damn, he didn't let you finish. That must suck. He didn't let you speak your mind. He didn't let you say what you want to say with your breath. That must suck. That instigation was to the max. Montez Ford was right around the corner. Must have heard with those good ears. You're like, nah, I'm going to throw you up here. What you talking about? Get the fuck over here. He like, huh? I'm just saying. I'm just speaking what's the truth. And, they got thrown down to the ground because of store purpose. They're the champions. But guess what? You're not going to see the belts on the show. You're just going to have story being progressed on a 2-hour show. Yeah.
Word. What about you, Drop? What did you think of these quickfire segments?
So when it comes to what we saw here with the Street Profits, I can say I am very intrigued to see where this is going to go, because it's mainly that personal bias I have with Montez Ford wanting that singles run eventually. I'm very curious to see where that's going to go. I also want to know exactly why Bo Dallas is instigating here. I mean, I get it, because it's typically one of those things where it's like, you know, I'm the Mario brother that everybody cares for, and then Luigi's just the one in the shadows that nobody really gives a crap about. That's essentially what their relationship is, because Montez Ford, regardless the way you look at it, he's always going to be the shining star in that group. That's just how it is. I mean, he look at the profile. He has it written all over him. He can talk. He's very he has a personality. He's good in the ring. So it's like I can see him going places if they decide to pull the trigger here, but like it all depends really on what the end goal is here, how this can benefit Dawkins, because as much as they don't need to split the team, I'm at least hoping if they do, there's a game plan for Dawkins outside of just being a background character, because I wouldn't want that. And then when it comes to Damian Priest and Aleister Black, just give us the match, put a stipulation, shouldn't be a regular one-on-one match. You should have these guys having like a bigger match of that, especially if it's coming to this point where Damian Priest is throwing people against walls. And then the whole thing with the women's titles picture. I mean, I don't really care about it as much. I'm kind of hoping we get this over and done with next week, but
I love how me and Joe were like both on the woman conversation. We're both like, yeah, we're good. Next two things we've had more conversation for, but the women division, like, look, I saw the tweet saying that Nia have asked for the title, I think 7 times this year since Tiffany has been champion, and Jade is his 3rd attempt or 4th attempt. And I'm like, damn, since January 3rd, that's kind of a lot for this, and she's not having other opponents. That's kind of showing the woman division is kind of lackluster for SmackDown, and that's not good.
Oh, it's kind of lackluster on all fronts. Well, not all fronts. NXT is fine, but like again, if you want to see that whole rundown, I think I had went on that spiel I think last week when it came to like the women's division, mainly on SmackDown, because they have almost nobody to challenge for any titles. That's why we keep going down the Michin BFAB route for the women's US championship. That's why there's barely any team for the women's tag team titles to be defended on a regular basis.
Oh, yeah, you're right. I'm staring at it here on this website that has like the whole information. We don't have much to really go by, because we have Piper Niven, but we haven't seen her much. We have Candice LeRae, but we don't have much of her going on right now. She was here for NXT Homecoming, but that's about it. But then we don't have much of Nikki Cross, and that's about it.
Yeah,
and
I mean everybody else
and others are just going for the mid card.
Yeah. Well, and I mean that's the thing. That's basically their mid card division is those two, because they can't. I don't know why they're not using Candice LeRae, but cool, neat. I'm glad that win over Bailey did something for you. Zelina Vega hasn't been seen for almost a couple months. Where the hell has she been?
Thank you for bringing her up. I'm confused.
I don't know. It's just weird. I'd rather not.
She's doing something with Aleister Black on Twitch stream with a Twitch streamer. They're showing her the ropes of how to take a bomb, a whole nakatana, the wood stick they use and everything. However, she's doing this. She tweets on Friday saying, "Hey guys," but then she's not on SmackDown. What's going on? Why you're not being on the show? Like, are you guys taking a vacation? Great for you guys, but is it like a month vacation where you was perfect for the mid card division? Now you have disappeared. You had this whole dark type of hunting mode, but then you're not continuing this, and that's and honestly, that's very disappointing.
Yeah. So I mean, Bianca just needs to be cleared.
Yeah, she was there on Tuesday for NXT in the background, so I'm hoping there's some sort of thing coming for her soon.
Hopefully,
Yeah.
because we need something in SmackDown right now. It's been too dry, and that's not good on a weekly television where it has the title, but not enough of a rotation going on. But then we continue recycling the same where Raw, there is no title holder or champion to even have a rotation or recycle. So it's like both women division, both shows are very lackluster in the past couple months. And it is not their faults. A lot of things has happened on the outside, budget cuts where they cut some wrestlers, but then you had Naomi, going on a leave of absence. So things out of control.
Yeah.
Budget cuts
On that one,
yeah.
yes.
Yeah,
on that one,
yeah.
yes.
You had freaking Shayna Baszler on your. Never mind. I don't want to get on that tangent rant again. I mean, I agree with you, Drop, with like the whole Damian Priest, Aleister Black thing. Just give us the match with a stipulation. When it comes to the tag team stuff, I'll say this much. Because I don't want to say, like, I am intrigued with how this is going, whether they actually are going to split up the street profits or how they decide to do it and what directions they go into. I will at least say this: SmackDown continues to still at least give a shit about their tag team division a little bit more than Raw, because at least these champions have defended it more than once since June. Like, freaking ridiculous. The New Day are right. I am fully behind the New Day as they mourn the loss of the Raw tag team titles. Like, those things just disappear. But again, that's just a whole plethora of rants that you guys can just copy and paste from almost. It's the fact that we keep bringing it up every episode is the fact that that's the problem. Like, we wouldn't have to bring it up every episode if you guys actually gave a crap about your tag team divisions. But whatever, that's besides the point. That is basically the end of the show. That is the end of SmackDown, which means we've reached our final thoughts. So again, I thought SmackDown was all right tonight. I did like a few segments here and there. I'm just more curious about like why certain things are happening. So like with Lesnar, I'm wondering about his why and all that. Why did we even need the Brons here? I'm glad to see Paul Heyman here. I don't think he uttered the word Wrestlepalooza, so at least he's still sticking to that. So there's at least that caveat there. I'm looking forward to more of these open challenges from Sami Zayn. Maybe now Carmelo can break off from The Miz and all that. Women's tag titles are still doing their thing, so at least they've defended them twice in a week, which is more than what the Raw tag titles did. Yeah, I'm just ready for some Wrestlepalooza tomorrow. But how about you, Drop? What do you think of SmackDown tonight?
So when it comes to SmackDown tonight, I thought it was an alright show. There was only a couple things that really stood out to me, like the Sami Zayn versus Carmelo Hayes match. Like I talked about earlier, that was probably the highlight of the night to me in terms of match quality and also in terms of hoping to see more for Carmelo Hayes moving forward, because I feel like whenever this Miz turn happens for him, when he turns on the Miz, he becomes a babyface and everything. I'm really hoping that helps him get to where he needs to be. So that's definitely something I want to see. And I'm hoping for some good things for Alexa Bliss and Charlotte Flair, because there's a lot of potential here with them as a tag team, hoping to see things go for them very well. Hoping tomorrow, this is more of a question I have now that will hopefully get answered tomorrow, in terms of if Cody and Drew is going to extend beyond Wrestlepalooza, or it's a one and done. Hoping we get a legitimate reason as to why the match is closing. If anything, I'm honestly hoping it's something that we haven't talked about on the show. That way it could be like, get that little shock value towards the end, because it's like they are. I will say this, the very least, with Wrestlepalooza, regardless how we feel about the name or whatever the case may be, I do expect them to do something to stand out, considering this is their ESPN premiere show in terms for their PLE. So I'm hoping at the very least there's a little something there. Hoping we just get some good stuff tomorrow when we talk about that show. And I'm just hoping we start kicking things into gear beyond Wrestlepalooza once we get to the next Raw and next SmackDown, in terms of, okay, where are we heading towards next? So those are basically my thoughts for SmackDown tonight.
Cool. What about you, Vash? What did you think of Smack-a-Dig-a-Down tonight?
Look, chat, I think I'm going to take some notes from our boy Paul Heyman and find another way of not saying Wrestlepalooza tomorrow, and just that we're saying during the show, the
tomorrow.
PLE. So when I'm not going to be talking about the word Wrestlepalooza no more from now on until Sunday, because I'm going to take a note from Paul Heyman. He spoke about promoters, talking about the event, Indianapolis. Just like, I want to say, Jay and Jimmy are rock stars when they do the my promos. Just hearing the word to the so penetratory. Just hearing that, it's just fucking amazing. Like just hearing the beat, just hearing how much I feel like they enjoy doing that as well. After the game, I feel like shit was good, man. It's a good one. I felt good. Like I could just hear the hypeness of how they enjoy doing the back and forth promo mic, just going back off one another at that point. So it just sounds really amazing to hear and see. I can't wait to see the next stuff of Sami Zayn next week. Who else he's gonna verse next? Because we know that at some point he's gonna lose as well. So I'm really curious to see. And like fucking said, why Gomorrah? Why is Brock have a hatred against John? Why does he want his ass? Why does he want to give Judgment Day? Right? I think he said D-Day or Judgment Day was it that he said?
He said it's D-Day for you tomorrow, John.
Yeah.
So
that's what it's gonna be D-Day for you, John. I'm like, okay, well, what is it that irk you? Is it because they're leaving you? Are you hurt, or you're gonna show emotion? I would laugh if that's actually the kid. Like, I'm the reason I beat you is because I'm mad that you leaving. I'm like, huh? I would laugh if that's it. Like that would just make me giggle. I'm like, yeah, that's some Brock Lesnar shit. Instead of expressing emotion, you're gonna beat the guy that you're mad at that's leaving you. I'm like, yes, give me some reverse psychology.
Brock's like, Cena-chan, don't go, don't leave me. Don't leave me, Cena senpai.
I'm sorry, shit. That actually got me cracking up. That's the case.
Cena senpai, don't leave me.
You'll leave me. We were supposed to retire together. That's why I came back. You gotta stay another year. I'm like, nah, I can't do this. It's because that's why I won. I don't know, chat. That would just make me laugh now.
Nobody else can beat up Cena senpai. Only I can beat up Cena senpai because Cena senpai loves when Brock Lesnar Chan beats up Cena senpai.
You was the chosen one.
God.
I was supposed to end you. You was a chosen one. You was never supposed to leave us. It was supposed to be until you were 70, like Ric Flair.
No, not like that old man. That old man needs to not die in a ring, please.
Look, chat.
And thank you so much.
If you enjoy the commentary and enjoy the chat, that was our final thoughts, and hopefully you guys enjoy. Because here's also the plugs as well. I'm gonna give it to you before I'm gonna give it back to Walkers. I'm gonna tell you what it is. If you guys enjoy our conversation of Friday Night SmackDown, of Fight Night, also tune in for tomorrow for the next episode of 187 of Weebs of the Ring. That'll give you the Wrestlepalooza coverage of Indianapolis and give you the fun event that would be. We might give you a sprinkle of AEW in the beginning. Depends if I make the time, and I know Walkers will be watching it, but I'm myself telling me I wrote down my schedule. So AEW, I believe, starts at 1 p.m. pre-show, 3 p.m. the actual show, right? Am I wrong?
Something like that.
Yeah. All right, chat. So, hey, if you're going to enjoy, talk to us, join the Discord, because we'll be talking about it on the thread that Walkers made. Also, Wrestlepalooza thread as well. So we're going to have a good time. Also, check out the audio feed, because all of the Weebs of the Ring Grappling of the Week is there. Go check it out. I appreciate it. Because also, if you want more anime lately, podcast and Off the Bench comes out every Monday at 10 a.m. and Tuesday at 10 a.m. and as well for 5 a.m. EST on the audio feed. So go check that out. And if you enjoy our show, all the links are there below. So if you want to browse and enjoy. Other than that, chat, we appreciate you for joining. Walkers, take us home.
Thank you, Blurry Vash, for all your lovely little plugs that you like to put into the wall and all that. But hey, we're going to take some time to thank you for taking time of your day to listening to the Weebs of the Ring podcast. If you enjoyed what we had to say, again, follow us on all those social media platforms. Be sure to subscribe to the channel. We're only at least at time of now, yeah, we're only 3 away from 100. So,
Oh shit!
if you're out there and you haven't subscribed to the channel, first of all, what are you doing with your life? Subscribe to the channel, hit the bell icon, get notified every time we go live or upload a short or upload like some sort of video essay or whatever. Maybe we do those in the not near future, but maybe sometime in the future. I don't know. Maybe we'll do a whole bunch of other things. Hey, the only way to do that is to press those little buttons to get notified and all that stuff. But of course, follow us on all the social medias as well. All the ones that Vash had mentioned, the ones that you see the handles on your screen, the links in the description. Go to those, check us out. Also, be sure to use the hashtag Weebs of the Ring. It's a great way to engage with us within the conversation, and it's also a good way for us to get some feedback from you guys, because hey, we're nothing without you guys tuning in, and we love to continue to up our game as much as we can as humanly possible. Weebs of the Ring is presented by Anima Weebs Studio. Thanks, of course, to our production team for all of their hard work. And remember, as always, no stunt grannies were harmed in the recording of this podcast. Have a good night, ladies and gentlemen. We'll see you tomorrow night for Wrestlepalooza.